song, so I tried to, in the most original way possible, just rip off Bob Dylan's The World's a-Changin', and I think I succeeded well enough.
It's a good one to rip off. Rip off Bob or the Beatles.
Do I just click the recording out up?
Yes.
Cool.
And you can adjust the volume as necessary there. But,
I'm going to get your lyric up on the screen too while we're going.
Gotcha. Volume on here.
on the Mackie, we may have to turn it down as soon as he starts talking.
Okay.
And we're on channels 1 and 2 on the.
Remember fortune favors you. I sit here with this tune. You can sing it too. Life has never been fair. Life has never been fair.
Turn it up a little bit, but be ready to turn it down when he starts talking.
Throwing pills in the clay, praying up to God, wondering why you got away. You've been the best person you can be, but still can find no luxuries. A pastor gets rich while you stay poor. I wonder who he's praying for. Life has never been fair. Life has never been fair. When you tried your best to take yourself seriously, remember there are people that will drag you to your knees. This system wasn't built for you. Seldom there are things you can do. You get what you've been given. You get what you've been given.
Okay, why don't you crank it down a little bit and start again? I don't know. Is there an airport or what? No. Go ahead and stop. Go ahead and stop SoundCloud.
Nice. Again, so you're Ethan, right?
Yep.
Yep. Good to meet all you guys. So this is I want to make sure I understand how you did this. So everybody wrote songs and then you collaborated on these, right?
Yeah, we all, as a group, we each wrote an individual song, then we selected the group song and made that one the full group effort.
How do you feel about it as a group?
Pretty good. It
Yeah.
feels solid. It sounds good.
Now, are you guys recording majors as well?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're doing these demos.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I want to just get a couple of expectations sort of out of the way for all of us today. Is that would you consider these commercial songs, or would an end result be in a perfect world to get an artist to do this song?
Some of them. I know that the two later ones I use in an acoustic set that I play around and play out, but that first one was very much for the assignment. I'd never tried to written a kind of refrain chorus song like that or a folk song.
Did a good job with the chorus. I mean, it's real simple. One thing we can do as we go this morning is sort of, I coach writers, and we can kind of think about some specific things to do just sort of across the board, We can start how they relate to your song. But yeah, I like the chorus because it's simple. I mean, when you tell a story like you did in this, you want all the story to be in the verses, and you want the chorus to be, what most people would call the big fat idea. Should just be, life's never been fair. That's the idea. I do think you could do a couple of things lyrically, just to improve, and that would be to make sure your rhyme schemes are consistent. If you're going to rhyme, 1 and 3 or 2 and 4, do it all the time in the verses. Make sure you kind of have the same cadence in every verse. I think you were pretty good there. And the other biggie, this will probably come up a lot this morning, is think about, is this a real story to you or a real feeling?
Yeah.
I'd put more detail in it then. And the way to start that, this is a good place for us to start today, and I won't have to do it every song, but the idea would be, write a little bit of prose. Like if Life Has Never Been Fair is your title, stop and write a little bit of prose about what this idea is going to be about, and then stick to it. When I write prose, I'll usually print it out, put it over somewhere so that when I'm writing a lyric, I can look and go, am I still talking about what I said I was talking about, or am I getting off here? Because it's easy to get off. You get into verse 3, and all of a sudden there's a dog and a cat and whatever, all these new things enter the scene, and you want to hone in on your prose. You want to stay tight with your idea, right? The last thing would be, and again, probably across the board this morning, is put in as much real detail to you. Start with way too much. Like if the preacher had a name, throw it in. The church has a name, all that kind of stuff. Get that on the page first, and then start to think how much is too much.
Okay.
But your object, everybody's object as a lyricist in the room, is you want to show, not tell. You want a listener to see what you want them to see. So you've got a story song that you could really do even more of that with, I think. But yeah, good job. Who's singing?
Me.
Man, that sucker's low.
Yeah, I was actually kind of sick when I had to record this song, so they had me do an opera here in the music program, so instead of doing it a little higher like the next ones will be, I just stuck to low to make sure I could get it all out for the recording.
Yeah, okay, good. Well, yeah, as far as writing a song, the first step is you just get it down like you did. You can improve it, redemp it, re-sing it, all that kind of stuff. Are any of you guys in a musical theater background?
No.
I felt like that. Your melodies feel a little music theater, like as in Broadway-ish. It's not a bad thing. Let's hear another one. Let's do this, Ethan. Can we? I want to make sure we get everybody's in. Let's go up through a chorus and stop.
Okay, can do. So this next one's called I Won't. This was our quote-unquote pop song, but this one's about crappy relationship.
Okay.
So let's see.
Pretty relatable subject. We've all had crappy relationships.
So now you have to boost it up a little bit.
Okay.
So can you tell me, is this how your story goes? It's been more than a year since I've gotten rid of you, I suppose. But still you cannot go of me, despite all I wanna see. It's a knife shoved right in your throat, so that way you can breathe. Yeah, you're me right, I only wanna see you dead. The only thing I really want is to get you out of my head. So write another story where your problems aren't mine. Because dear, I don't give a damn, and I don't have the time. Oh, no, I don't have the time. I won't let one of your characters. And I won't let you write my life for me.
Okay. Good one.
I apologize for that kerfuffle there at the beginning of the chorus.
That's all right. One thing I do like is that your chorus stands out musically. It pops out of everything else, which it's got to do, right? One thing I'll talk to all of you guys about today, again, is being a listener. Like if I coach writers, it's a lot from either a publisher's standpoint Like, how good is the song? What does it need, if it needs anything? But a big one is the listener. And I don't know if you are at a stage when all of you write songs and think about the person on the other end. And that's why you do some of the things you do as far as like rhyme schemes. Like your chorus right now says, I won't be one of your characters. I won't let you write my life for me. That's pretty cool. But then there's nothing rhymes at the end. It doesn't sort of pay off to me, you know? And we'll just take a little bit more, I think.
Okay.
But especially in your choruses, you don't want more information usually. You know, you just want the big fat idea, and you want a rhyme scheme. And the rhyme scheme is really for the listener, so they pick up on what you got easier.
Yeah.
Was there a question in there?
Was there a question?
I don't think so.
Oh. Sorry, I thought I heard somebody do that. Yeah, and the same things, I guess. You know, go back through your. Oh, this is a big one, guys. In a song like this, or anything you're writing, take a minute, go back through your lyric, and see if there are any words you can get rid of. And you can do it one of two ways: talk your lyric out before you settle on it, and the other way is if you feel you're singing it and you got a mouthful of words, like this one has every once in a while. Probably have too many words. But if you look at, like, if you've got, your song starts with, so can you tell me, is this how your story goes? It's been more than a year since I got rid of you, I suppose. But sometimes you can start by taking out the so's, the buts, the ands, the stills. Anything you don't really need, get rid of, because your melody will get simpler and better. You know, the only exception probably to that is rap music, where you want to get everything in, and it's part of the whole experience, part of the rhythm of the lyric. But in this case, I'd go through and whittle it down a little bit, you know, lyrically. But good.
This is our quote-unquote rock song, which that one's actually probably pretty true. But
Is this Liar's Throne?
Yep.
Gotcha.
Right about now, you'll probably think I hate you, that I can't stand you, that you only bring me down, and I hate to say that that's mostly true. You knew just what to say, what to stick your knife into on that cold December night at the end of last year. You told me everything that I didn't want to hear. So now the question stands, are you satisfied? Did you get what you wanted? Don't worry, I'll be fine. And when you think that you know a guy, when you think you can trust someone, suddenly you find something stolen from inside. For good intentions are thrown out with your pride. A crown of thorns on your liar's throne. When you find yourself all alone.
Okay.
Finally,
Good one. It took a long time to get to the title, bud. Do you think? I mean, it's the third line of the chorus.
I don't know what else I would call this song, and I like the chorus the way it is, so I'm just kind of stuck at a crossroads with it. I definitely get that it's not exactly pop strategies, but
Yeah, I don't want to just throw pop strategies at you. I just want sort of good structure. So, you know, again, a listener's thing is they got to go away knowing the title of your song. And listeners, everybody learns a song by the melody of the chorus first, then the title. So you could just experiment with cut and pasting by taking that third line, a crown of thorns on your liar's throne. Try moving it up to be the first line. Don't change anything about what you're writing about. Just see if you can put it up there, you know, more to the front.
okay.
Or else at the end. You know, listeners grab it quick or they grab it at the end. it gets a little bit harder for a listener if it's in the middle of a chorus somewhere.
Okay.
And again, you've got a lot of information, all good. Some things you're doing in the verse are what I was alluding to earlier. Like you said, a cold December night, that's good. You want to start doing things like that anytime you can. And when you do those things, in your lyric, consider digging even one more level down. If I said, it was the 8th of December, and it was, 15 degrees, I'm exaggerating, but that, you can see that even better than cold December,
Yeah.
So those kind of things. Yeah, what you're doing is good. It's just, it's a craft, you can take out extra words. You can make your melody a little simpler. The melody in this one seemed to be a little bit all over the place. I would say that kind of, there's a lot of ups and downs, and hard for me anyway to grab. I've played it a couple of times before today, and it's hard for me to go away with that chorus melody. And that's what I want to do. And I think it's just because there's a lot of movement. It jumps up pretty, the highest things in your chorus melodically, the highest things in your song melodically are usually in your chorus, and they're usually at the high points of the chorus. So, just kind of check yourself, go back through, and one key for you, all of you guys as songwriters, me too, is can you go away from this song and sing that chorus in the car? Does it stick in your head all the way through? If not, then it's probably complicated, probably hard for anyone to grasp. Make sense?
Yeah.
Good. Okay. Good one. Oh, I want to share one other thing with you guys. Sorry about that.
Oh, you're all right.
That is, when you do your lyric, this is just housekeeping stuff. It's pretty easy. So when you print your lyric out for someone to see, like a publisher eventually, or whoever might see it, do your verses plain text, like you did here. Do your chorus in bold. And if you have a bridge, put it in italic print.
Okay.
That way, a session player, for instance, a Nashville session player would love you, because they'd go, okay, regardless of the chord changes, I can look at this and know that bold thing is the chorus coming. The thing in italic's going to be something different for me as a player, right?
Yeah.
Just a housekeeping thing, but it helps.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Jeremy, do you want to introduce this one? Oh, what did I do?
Sure. This one is this is our rap song. It's called Playing Games. It's just